You've probably heard that prediction, the one that says by 2030, you'll own nothing. Well, guess what? It's not some far-off theory anymore. It's actually becoming a reality, a corporate strategy that's designed to drain your bank account, and it could be costing you over $182,000 without you even noticing. So let's really dig into how deep this rabbit hole goes.
But first, a quick question for you. Take a second and just guess. How many subscriptions do you think you're paying for? 5? 10 maybe? The real number? Well, it's probably going to shock you. Because these little charges are designed to be forgotten, just quietly adding up in the background.
I mean, you've got the obvious ones, right? Your streaming services.
Then there's all the software and apps you need just to get through the day.
Tack on your gaming passes, your news subscriptions. Of course, you can't forget about cloud storage for all your photos and files.
But now, it's escaping the screen and getting into the real world. Gyms, car washes, and get this, even smart mattresses that will lock you out of features if you don't pay a monthly fee. Yeah, a subscription just to sleep on a bed you already bought.
And look, this isn't just about a free trial you forgot to cancel. This is a real story from Nickel Shaw. He realized he'd been paying for a magazine for over a year without even knowing it. 200 pounds, just gone. And that feeling he describes of being duped, that's not a bug in the system. That's the main feature of the subscription trap.
Which brings us right to the first and maybe the biggest piece of this whole puzzle. It's a fundamental deception that we all face pretty much every day online. The buy now lie.
We've all been here, right? You find a movie you want to watch, a new album, an ebook, and you see that big inviting buy now button. It seems so simple. You click, you pay, it's yours. But is it?
Okay, just look at the difference here. On the one hand, you have what we all think we're getting. You think you own it forever. You can lend it out, maybe sell it later, even leave it to your kids. But the reality, buried deep in that legal text nobody reads, is that you're just renting a temporary license. You can't transfer it, it has zero resale value, and when you die, your entire digital library just vanishes into thin air.
And listen, this isn't just a feeling. The data backs it up. A major study found that a staggering 84% of us believe buy now means we can keep what we bought for as long as we want. More than 40% think they can lend it out. It just goes to show how companies are preying on our basic common sense understanding of what it means to buy something.
And here it is, the smoking gun pulled directly from Amazon's own Kindle terms of service. It flat out forbids all the things we associate with real ownership. So the bottom line is, that buy now button, it's a lie.
And here's the part you really need to get. This isn't an accident. This whole system is meticulously engineered. It is quite literally designed to trap you.
And the tools they use to do it? They have a name, dark patterns. It's a term for these sneaky design choices that are made to deliberately trick you. They make signing up seamless, almost automatic. But the moment you want to cancel, they build an intentional maze of frustration.
So how bad is it? Well, it got so bad that the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, had to step in. They just secured a massive $2.5 billion settlement with Amazon for using these exact tactics, for allegedly tricking people into Prime and then making it insanely hard to get out.
And just look at this. This is the labyrinth that the FTC alleges Uber built just to cancel a subscription. A minimum of 7 screens and 12 different clicks. But what if you were close to your billing date? Well, then it could balloon to 23 screens and a totally absurd 32 actions. It's not supposed to be easy. It's designed to make you give up.
And if you really want to get inside the corporate mindset here, listen to this quote that came out in another FTC lawsuit. An Adobe executive, talking internally, described his own company's dependence on cancellation fees as being like heroin. That tells you everything you need to know about how valuable your entrapment is to their business model.
Now, when a business model is that profitable, that addictive, it's not going to stay in one place. This whole subscription model that was perfected online, well, it's escaped. We're now watching the rise of what you could call the new digital landlords, where the ultimate goal is to make renting the only choice you have.
You've probably seen this infamous line from the World Economic Forum. A lot of people brushed it off, but it's quickly becoming the playbook for the 21st century economy.
And this is where it gets really scary. Massive investment funds are now buying up thousands and thousands of regular single-family homes, not to flip them, to turn them into permanent rental properties. The endgame is to create an entire generation of permanent renters, completely locking the middle class out of homeownership, which has always been one of the key ways to build wealth. It's the subscription model applied to the American dream itself.
creating a new kind of feudalism where you rent your life from a giant, faceless corporation.
So let's bring it all back to that number I mentioned at the start. What's the real cost of this own-nothing world? Well, studies estimate that the average household is unknowingly bleeding about $4,200 a year on these recurring payments. Now, if you had taken that same money and invested it over 20 years, it could have grown into a staggering $182,000. That is the true cost of the subscription trap. It's your future wealth just being siphoned away month after month.
Okay, I know. It sounds pretty bleak. But here's the good news. You are not powerless in this fight. It's time to talk about how we can start reclaiming our ownership.
First, and this is the most important, audit your life. Literally go through your bank and credit card statements line by line and find every single recurring charge. You're going to find stuff you completely forgot about, I promise. Second, demand clarity. Studies prove that simple little pop-ups, these you may/may not boxes, make a huge difference in what we understand. We need to push for this transparency. Third, vote with your wallet. Whenever you can, support companies that give you the option to buy something once and own it forever. And finally, embrace the physical. The huge comeback of vinyl records, of physical books, it's not a coincidence. It's people showing that they crave real, tangible ownership.
So, we'll end on this. The system, as it stands, is designed to turn your life into a rental and slowly drain your wealth. But now, you see the playbook. You know how it works. So the only question left is, what is the first subscription you're going to cancel to start taking your ownership back?